Hi, I am Judy,
I'm Rick.
and we're here with another question of the day. And this question is actually a question to my younger self.
Okay.
Because you hear a lot these
Those are
days.
good questions when we do that.
You hear a lot these days about how God loves you unconditionally. He loves you just like you are. And I remember as a younger person that did not give me much comfort, that God loved me exactly the way I was.
Because you still wanted to be better.
Yeah, I didn't want to be. I didn't want him to love me like I was. I wanted him to make me someone better. And the thought of staying the way I was and just being loved like that was very unappealing to me.
Yeah.
And so that my question to you is, okay, I know God loves me unconditional, but I want to be, what if I want to be better than I am? What if I want to change and I don't want to be like I am?
Good question, because when we talk about the unconditional love of God, and what we also do is we make the point that it's not, you don't have to change for God to love you this way. You don't have to change to walk in his grace or his favor or his blessing, because it's all about Jesus. So then that's what that leaves out. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but I still don't like the way I am. I want to be better. I don't like some of these things I do.
Yes, exactly.
And a couple of things. First of all, this is what's so powerful about knowing this love of God, is that this is the only real way that it happens, by this love. So first, we do have to accept it in our worst condition, in a condition that where we normally wouldn't like ourselves, where we may be unlovable in a lot of ways, and that's when we receive that love of God. And what happens then is that you realize that you can be loved the way you are, and you receive that first, and that love has its way of doing the work, because the love is what fills the heart's need. That's what we really need. We think we need to be better, but what we really need is to know that kind of love. The wonderful thing about it is that love fills our heart with something to give. And when the heart is full, we're not grasping for things out of selfishness anymore. We're not lusting anymore, because God has filled our heart. So the need to be a sinful, selfish person is just not there anymore. So the struggle's not there so much. And of course it's a growing thing. And that's exciting, because that means it just gets better and better. But it all starts right there. Is that it's a spiritual heart thing, is that he touches and fills the heart in a way so it works from the inside out. And so, people say, but shouldn't we still change? Shouldn't we still live an exemplary life?
Try to do the right things.
And live a Christ-like life, or at least try to. And my answer is, honestly, now I don't try to. You get to the place where you don't try, because you're working out of a full heart, and because your heart is full, you have a love to give. So I'm not as selfish as I used to be. You have a love to give. So forgiveness comes easier. Patience comes easier. Understanding, those things become easier, because we find ourselves, hey, we're starting to see things like God does. And it's the most beautiful, organic, natural thing to just watch it happen. So we have to go ahead and accept the fact that if we never did change or get better, that God could still love us that way.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times I felt like I couldn't wait for God to do the changing that happened organically. So I would want to get in and try and help the change. But those kind of changes, they didn't seem to be the true interchange that only God can orchestrate.
Because what you're doing in those cases is you're changing your outward behavior. We can change habits. We can develop certain habits, good or bad, in our life, and we all do have willpower. And some of us have really great willpower, and some of us, our willpower individually, it's at different degrees, but everybody has a limit, no matter what. And so you're never. That's why no matter how good you are, you're never able to be fully satisfied. And so there's the satisfaction, I call it fullness. God
Mhm.
said in Jeremiah 31:14, my people will be satisfied by my goodness, said the Lord. And his goodness floods your heart. And finally, you realize, you start to, you, you realize that you can be loved. But if before you change, and really, if you never changed or got any better at all, you find out you're loved. And honestly, that's good enough. Now that seems scary to some people, but you start feeling like that's good enough. The thing that's so cool is that this love is so powerful that it does all of those Christ-like things in you that we've been trying to do ourselves. I love it. I want everybody to know this.
Yeah.
This is just so cool, and it's the answer. There is nothing else.
That's really good. My younger self thanks you.
Yes, and my younger self thanks me too, right? We've all
Yeah.
asked that question. We've all dealt with that. I tell you about it. I locked myself in a hotel room saying, God, change me. Take this stuff, this unchristlike stuff away. I don't like it. You don't like it. Case closed. Do it now. And of course, we talk about this a lot. But his spirit began, it began to speak to me that evening, and said, son, I could do that, but what I'm doing is I'm weaving my ways in you. Organically, through this relationship, it was going to become a part of me, so I don't just need deliverance from things.
Over and over and over again.
My whole heart and character and nature changes by being in union with him.
And that weaving of his ways into your ways is actually more what you need.
It's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So that's how it works.
hope that helps somebody.
Yeah, we hope it helps.
And thanks for tuning in, and we will check back with you later.
Good night.
Have a good one.